What up YouTube, iMaxxGMAN. This is going to be about my hero deck, and it's hella broken, so you should totally net deck me. Get on the bandwagon, guys. Alright, let's start this. 1 Stratos, triple Voltics, double Prismas, double Ice Edges, double Bubble Man, 1 Heat. That rounds off the heroes. So that's about 12 or 13 heroes. Then you got 1 Honest, double Cyber Dragons, Grand Mole, and a Penguin Soldier, and that rounds off the monster counts. 1 Rhoda and triple E-Calls. That's so standard, you should know that. Yeah, any hero deck is gonna run that stuff. 1 Duality, just for some awesome consistency. The Field Spell Brigade, triple Fusion Gate, double Terraforming. This is the most consistent way, because even if Terraforming for some reason does become dead in your hand, you can always pitch it for your costs, like your Ice Edges and your Super Polys. So that's just really good. Then you got Future Fusion and triple Miracle Fusion. Now, Future Fusion loads up your grave, and if they don't MST it, you're usually going to plus the turn it hits. And then triple Miracle Fusion is just after you load up your grave with Future Fusion, you go off from there. And it just has, it's so good. It's a top deck. Many times you will top deck Miracle Fusion and just win, because they just can't run over a late game 4000 attack Shining, and it's just awesome. Then you got double Super Polys and triple Mask Change. Now, Super Poly and Mask Change surprisingly play about an equal role in the deck, because they are quick plays. Now, before, what hero decks had to do to rely to push for game in the battle phase, like while the battle phase was still going on, they had to rely on attack, drop a Super Poly, and push for game. Even though I'm negging myself one, they can't negate it, but at the same time, it's losing hand advantage just for them to drop a Gores or something. Now, you can attack first with your 0, bait out their Gores, and then Mask Change. That is so freaking awesome. You guys don't even understand. You do that, they think you're a noob, they just drop Gores, and then you just Mask Change, and Gores is gone. You have a Acid on the field, then you attack with your Voltic, and Voltic gets something else. Voltic gets a Stratos, and Stratos searches. Then you attack with Stratos and Acid. You know how much damage that is right there? Guys, heroes are so good. And then Super Poly, you might say it's dead against a lot of dark decks in the format, because they're just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna summon a Dark Monster. Well, you know what? If I can limit my opponent to 1 play, I'm all set. Seriously, guys, you shouldn't be like, oh, Dark Monsters exist, so Super Poly's dead. Super Poly's not dead. Super Poly has never been dead. You look at all the top decks, the only one that's really pure darks are Insectors and Dark Worlds. Dark Worlds have a terrible matchup against this deck because of the side deck, and Insectors also have a terrible matchup because they can't really get rid of Shining permanently. And you're just going to drop Shining all the time, and 0 all the time. And if you drop a 0 on Insectors, they lose, because even if they pop it, they lose their monster, and unless they drop a random Dark Armed, which is just going to get blown up next turn, they're not going to win, so who cares? Mind Control, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, and then you got God, because God is awesome, and God says no to everyone. Yeah, Solemn Judgment wins me every game I use it in. Unless I do something stupid, like, I like to do stupid things like use Solemn Judgment on Insector Dragonfly. Just so it can get Monster Reborn, but that's a different story. That's just me when I'm fooling around, but when I'm actually being serious, this is the best lineup. Like, you don't need any other cards. You don't need Skill Drain at all. And if you really want to use Skill Drain, just side it. Now the extra deck will... Let me get the extra deck, so hold on. Alright, now here's the extra deck. First we got triple Shinings. Because Shining is... It's not really the boss monster, but it's the one you really want to go into because it's so hard to get over. It's like trying to get over Grapha in Dark Worlds. Even if you get rid of it on your turn, it's just going to come back next turn. So it's basically the same thing with Shining. When it leaves the field, another fusion's just going to come out next turn, so it doesn't really matter. And that fusion is most likely going to be another Shining. So you got 3 Shinings, then you got 3 Zeros. Zero is really broken with mask changes. I've explained one of the combos you can do earlier. So yeah, you got 3 Zeros. And with 3, it really allows you to use it freely without feeling limited to the room with 2. 2 Nova Masters, just because of the Dino matchup. I am trying so hard to get another one, but you should see my trades, they suck. But yeah, you just Super Poly the hell out of Logias, and then you Mind Control the hell out of Dokas, and then use 1 Great Tornado. Gets over 5-headed. It's that good. It's just a Gale on crack, really. I know it's not once per turn like Gale, but honestly this is better. Then you got 1 Gaia. This is your only main deck means of getting into Diane, with Gaia and Grand Mole. So Gaia and Grand Mole equal Diane, and if not, then you reborn something. And if that doesn't happen, and if your opponent really doesn't run any Earth monsters, you could always just side out Diane and then side in a Vapor. So it's not really that bad. 2 Acid. This is supposed to be a Diane, but my friend has the Diane, so it's a Vapor right now. But it has the proxy behind it. But yeah. These guys, mask change, broken. They're just good. Vapor is actually surprisingly good because of Insectors. Because they like to pop all your stuff, and since they can't run over anything more than like 26, I believe, so they have to use like Gigamantis or whatever it is to run over this card, and it's pretty nice because they're kind of being forced to do that, and they don't really have any other plays outside of like Gigamantis. You basically shut the deck down to 1 play when he's out on the field, and that's really nice when you are able to stop it by Solemn Judgmenting something, and then now they just shut down. Then you got your Chimera Tech, because Prisma's a boss, and he Chimera Techs Malefics, and he also Chimera Techs Machinas and Karakuris and Zenmains. My Prisma has Chimera Tech to Zenmains about 8 times. Prisma and Chimera Tech are just friends. They're biffles, they're BFs. And then you got 1 Utopia, because he's the Xyz that is awesome. And that's all you need to know. Utopia's a boss, and he's a light, and he's a warrior. So he's just good, and he's amazing, and he's awesome. Just make sure no one drops Mind Control on him, because Utopia really is an asshole, and he needs to get a life. But yeah, that's the hero deck. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for awesome videos in the future. This is just my first video showing my main deck. I know I haven't really showed you the side deck. I can tell you what it is really quickly, or I could put it in the description. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'll put it in the description. So yeah, my side deck is just a quick say on my side deck. It's basically, some of it is just removal and Mind Crush, and the rest is really up to you. And one more thing, I'm debating on whether putting these in, my MSTs. I might throw them in the side deck, but with all the back row hate I have, I'm not sure. So if anyone watches this video, which, you know, people should, because I'm awesome and I'm a boss, but please, like, at least leave a comment telling me whether you think I should side the MSTs or not, because there are certain decks that rely on like things like Skill Drain that do mess you up. Not from time to time, really, because it's really just, if you don't get their effects off, you're still fusing, but you know, just random crap like that. So yeah, just tell me what you think. And yeah, I did draw these myself, so don't ask me where I got them. And no, you can't have them. You still can't have them.